Hi, I'm Ellen Jefferson. I'm the Executive Director of Austin Pets Alive. Human Animal Support Services, or Haas, is a program of Austin Pets Alive's National Outreach Division, American Pets Alive. The Haas Project is a huge coalition of organizations from all over the country. We have the city-funded organizations from Washington, D.C., all the way over to Los Angeles, California, as well as a think tank of organizations that are giving funds and brainpower to us that are as large as Maddie's Fund, Pedigree Foundation, Pet Finder, and Michelson Found Animals, as well as others. And what we're seeing for the first time ever is the whole industry is coming together around this idea that now is the time to change animal services. Animal sheltering has been built upon a foundation of removing animals from neighborhoods because of the fear of spread of rabies. And in Austin in particular, we have a 120-year history of picking up dogs and cats and bringing them to a facility and holding them there for 3 days. And then if an owner doesn't show up and if an owner can't afford to get their animal out of that facility, then those animals are killed. In the last 20 years, we have worked tirelessly on trying to save those animals' lives. And if the person couldn't come and get them, then we would find a live outcome for them. And that's what our whole no-kill model is about here in Austin. What is happening right now as a result of COVID is that the shelters within Austin became empty because so many fosters came forward and so many community members showed that they really wanted to help with the animal issues that we face here in Austin. And we've used that period of time where we had fewer animals in our care or in our shelter care, and the city of Austin had fewer animals in their care, to really rethink how this whole industry works on animal welfare. And right now we are trying to turn the shelter industry from being very inward facing, meaning facility facing, to being very community facing, and trying to move the programs and the services that we provide to animals, make those services and support that we start offering to the community itself, so that animals don't have to come into the facility and be institutionalized. We know that the issues that exist because animals are institutionalized in facilities are huge, and those include things like overcrowding of the shelter, animal behavior deteriorating because they're in a shelter for so long, or they're under such constant stress of having lots and lots of dogs and cats around them and lots of unknown people. We know that this is an industry that has been built upon the idea that animals that have owners that can't afford to get them out of the facility if they've been picked up off the streets don't deserve them, and those animals are either better off dead or better off going through the system and finding another owner. That is a foundational problem that this entire sheltering industry bears on its shoulders. And we have this moment in time, while COVID has made it possible for us to rethink how this all operates, to do it better. And what the Haas Project is really about is trying to help everybody, all sectors of our entire community, be able to save lives. We're just launching this new model, and it will look like animals coming in, reaching out for services in whatever way they do, whether somebody's found them or an owner is having problems with a pet or an owner wants to rehome a pet. All of those calls coming in through a central database, and then some needs assessment going on. So if we have a live person who's intercepting those calls, and then they're well educated on all the resources that exist in our community, as we're building more resources in our community so that those animals can be triaged right where they are. We know that animals are many times more likely to be reunited with their owner if they stay in their neighborhood, as opposed to being carted across town over to a shelter where somebody may or may not find them. And so if we can offer the services that animals need, lost animals need, to be able to be found by their owner right there in the neighborhood, that's going to be far more effective and life-saving than we could ever do in a shelter facility. We're also looking at what people need to be able to keep their pets. And a lot of the animals that are coming into Austin Animal Center and any shelter that accepts publicly owned animals are animals that have people who love them and have people who have already have a strong human-animal bond. And as an industry, we have been pretty callous towards that, and in the name of finding a better home. And what we're able to do in this moment with the Haas Project is reevaluate that and reevaluate the equity that all people deserve in terms of being able to access those resources so that they can keep their own pet and not have to turn it into the shelter. And then the third program that will be involved in the Haas Project is trying to help people rehome their pets. A lot of people think that the only place to safely rehome an animal is through a brick and mortar shelter, and that's just not the case. We're in the 21st century. There is absolutely no reason why we can't do that work online. It's just trying to create a safe environment so animals don't get into hands that might hurt them or abuse them, and people have comfort that they're going to a safe place. So we're working on all of that as part of this Haas Project, and we're really hoping that the City of Austin will be a big part of that with Austin Pets Alive, and we're going to need as much help as possible from volunteers to community members to council members. We hope to make this a very diverse group of people who are coming around to make this a much better system for animals and for their people.